Okay, this tutorial is for section 1.3 in Math A30, and it deals with solving questions, finding constant values in linear systems such that we can fit them into certain conditions based on their classification. So if my first example will go something like this. Say find the value of, say our constant is c, such that in the system and my system is 2x plus y equals 4 and kc x plus 2y equals -2 has no solution. Okay, so the first thing we have to realize in this area is when we're dealing with these two equations, we have to rearrange them into that slope y-intercept form so that we can analyze their slopes and analyze their y-intercepts and make a decision on that. So first step is to rearrange both to y equals mx plus b. So in our case here, for the first one, y is equal to, I just subtract 2x. So it would be -2x plus 4. So there's my slope and there's my y-intercept. This one here, I'd have to subtract cx and divide by 2. So this would be 2y is equal to -cx minus 2. Then I'd have to divide by 2. So this would be -c over 2x, subtract 1. Okay, so once we have it in that form, then we have to realize when you have no solution in a system of linear equations, you have parallel lines. This means that the slopes must be equal. For no solution to exist, the slope of each line must be the same. So that leads us to conclude that whatever's in front of the x coefficient in both these forms must be equal. So that would say that -2 has to equal -c over 2. So simply to solve this, I could simply cross multiply. -2 is like -2 over 1. So that'd be like -c equals -2 times 2. So -c is equal to -4. So c is equal to 4. Therefore, our constant is 4 when, in that situation where no solution would exist. So that's one way to solve one type of question you could solve there. I'm going to do a second example here. Let me just flip over on my sheet. Okay, so we could have, that one was when you had no solution. You can have a similar example for one solution. Let's say we have, find the value of d in the following system such that there is only one solution. Okay, so that would be our question. And here are my two lines. So let's say my first line is simply 5x minus, or plus, sorry, y is equal to 10. And my second line would be d times x plus the y again as equal to 5 this time. So again, we're going to follow the same type of format that we used before and put these both equations into y equals mx plus b. So y is equal to, bring the negative 5x over, plus 10. That's that one. For b, bring the negative dx over, so y is equal to negative dx plus 5. So in order to get one solution, we know that they must have different slopes. So these lines must have different slopes. If they have the same slope, they'll either be the exact same line or parallel lines. So they must have different slopes. So by saying that, we know that the slope for this line, negative 5, cannot be equal to the slope for this line, which is negative d. So in our case, our line, or our constant d, cannot be equal to 5. Every other value will work except for 5 in that case. And that's how you solve that one. The next section we'll be looking at solving equations, and that'll be our next tutorial.